Welcome to Fairy Tale Access, where the head fairy's quest is to prove that fairy tales do exist in actual time rather than once upon a time. Together, we will unravel the heroes, young and old, who turn dreams into reality. These are the people who still believe in happily ever after. The discoveries will bend even our most cynical non-believers into believing in fairy tales. Hi, welcome to Fairy Tale Access. I am so excited to introduce you to my personal makeup artist, ℋead McGowan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I'm so excited to share some of the things that you do and your secrets. So tell us about the skincare and the different types of makeup that you use on all of your clients, because you do a lot of weddings.
Absolutely. I think that in terms of skincare, makeup is only going to look as good as the skin it's applied on. So I think that skincare is so important. Okay. Even if you start out with a very basic routine of cleansing, toning, moisturizing, and then obviously you can get into serums as you get older. You want to add serums and masks and all those things into your regimen. But basic skincare is very important, and it's going to really make your makeup look a lot better. You'll see a lot of different makeup lines here. Being a bridal makeup artist, it's trial and error, I think, and you want to find products that are going to last all day for the bride, or for someone like you that's on camera all day. You really want to make sure that you have the right products. So you can see I kind of like a little bit of a wide range of products. I love Makeup Forever. That's one of my favorite foundations. It's high definition, really flawless photo finish.
And it's so lightweight.
It's so lightweight, and it feels great. It's not going to dry your skin. It's still going to give you that dewy, and some of your skin's still going to pull through, even though it is a medium to full coverage. Okay. For concealer, which is going to go under the eye and hide any blemishes or anything like that, I love MAC. It's a prolonged concealer. It's, again, medium to full coverage, and I use it on all my brides, and it's a great product.
So you don't really have to use the same line for everything. No,
you really don't, and that's the thing. Not one line out there is going to have everything that you need, and it's going to be great. They're going to have great across the board. It's just really kind of each line has its own thing that I think is great. And finding that and then continuing to use it and add it in with your other products is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about the Sephora shadows? Why do you like those?
I love them because they are highly pigmented, and they have a wide range of colors. So really can give you can create any kind of look that you want. If you want more of the plum tones or the champagnes or a neutral look.
And why is high pigmentation important?
Because it's going to just give you that payoff. It's going to give you the look that you want. A lot of those shadows out there, you're going to put it on, and it's going to look, after an hour, you're not even going to notice. It's just going to come right off. So you really want to make sure that it's high pigmentation and that it's going to last throughout the day.
Okay. And what about is this Motives?
It is. So Motives has the best lip products. They have so many colors, from neutrals to great reds to more plum tones. They have lip shines, lip glosses. So they have just the gamut. And then also they have all the lip liners in every color that you can imagine, too.
So what's great about the lipsticks? They look like everybody else's.
They do look like everybody else's, but again, they last, And
they last.
They last, and I think that they really do have every color that you can want. And a couple of them, I actually don't know that I have ones here, but they have products, or we have lip products that look just like this that actually have a little light on them and a little mirror. So you push it. So if you're, in the stall in the bathroom, out to dinner, you can quickly, apply your lipstick as well. So it's great, and they have such, like I said, such a great a range of colors.
Great. What about eyelashes?
Eyelashes. That's what everybody's all the rage.
I love the way that it frames my eyes, and it makes them look
bigger.
Right. And
it's just more polished.
It is more polished, and it makes your eyes pop, especially if you have beautiful eyes. You know, you really want them to stand out. And again, as we get older, we lose a lot of that, our lashes. You know, if you look at the, little kids out there, all my kids, their lashes are like to die for. But as we get older, we lose those. So I think now it's just, it's easy. You know, you can go to CVS. I love Ardell lashes. They're great. They're reasonably priced. And they're easy to do. You know, I think it's hard at first to kind of get the hang of it, but once you get that knack, I think that, you see them more and more today. And there's so many different, you can do eyelash extensions, you can do a strip lash, you can do individual lashes, which are applied, individually in clusters, which I do on a lot of my brides. And then you can kind of give them or create a custom look for them, which is great. And you can layer them to make them thicker and fuller. So there's a lot you can do with lashes.
Well, what about this dewy look?
Yes. You have a great dewy look going on.
I know, and this product really does make you feel 10 years younger once you apply it.
It does. It is the best. It's by Motives again, which is a product that I retail, and it's called 10 Years Younger Spray. And it is going to help your makeup stay all day, but it also gives you that dewy look that everybody wants. And we also have a no shine, so for those that are oily, they can spray that, and it's going to keep that matted, more look. But this 10 Years Younger, and like I said, J-Lo uses it all the time. She uses it all over her body, on her legs, on her arms.
So that's how she always has that dewy look?
Exactly. She just kind of sprays it all over. But it's great to stick in your bag.
I need this.
Yeah, it's great to stick in your bag and kind of,
just freshen up during the day.
Exactly. Makes you feel a little better, too, Gives you that little
she always has that glow.
She does.
And that's how she gets
and that's one of our secrets. It is. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how often does somebody use powder?
I like to put powder on my brides, especially right after I do their foundation. If there's any kind of, the T-zone is typically where people are oily, so I like to kind of powder them down. And sometimes at first it might look too matted, but then you wait 10 minutes and your natural oils kind of come through again. So it is important for definitely oily people to use a little bit of powder. And I like either a loose powder or a MAC. This is their bronzer, but they have a Studio Fix powder, too, that goes on great in all different shades. So.
Great. Well, today we didn't need it because we used this.
Right, exactly.
So let's take a minute to show everybody how you got this look for me. We're going to show you exactly how to get this kind of dewy look, and we'll be right back. So, Katie, what kind of look are we going to do today?
So today we're going to do a daytime look. We're going to keep it soft and elegant, something that you can do, within 10, 15 minutes before work. You don't have a lot of time. Something that you can do quick, but still will look great and last all day.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes. We're going to start you off with a little spray, a little cool mist.
Okay. Smells nice.
Yes, it has lemongrass in it, so it's nice and calming and really kind of sets
the tone for the day.
Exactly, yeah. So how's your skin feeling in terms of, do you feel dry or?
Today it feels pretty normal.
Okay. I always like to add
I think I'm getting over the winter skin.
Okay. I always like to add just a little touch of moisturizer. This again will help give your makeup that dewy look. Really healthy and glowing. And just apply this all over your skin.
What kind of moisturizer is it?
This is Skintelligence, so it's botanical based. It's good for all skin types. It really, really is great for moisture and really makes your skin feel healthy.
It does. It makes it feel more awake?
Yes, definitely. It's perfect in the morning. I always say cleanse, tone, and then moisturize before your makeup. Okay. So now we're going to start with your eyes.
Okay. And why do you always start with your eyes?
I always start with the eyes because a lot of times with shadows will get fall down. So instead of, if you had your foundation on, you'd be having to wipe that all off and wiping your foundation had you done that first.
Oh, okay.
you do your eyes first, then that eliminates that problem altogether. So, yeah. So we're going to start with a little bit of eye base. This is by MAC, and what this does is eliminate any lines, and kind of creates an all-over evenness, and it sets your shadow as well, and will help it last all day. I just like to use my ring finger to apply this. I just take you need a very little amount. Actually, is enough for about 5 eyes there. Just gonna dab it on just the lid. It's great too for those that have oily skin as well. It helps kind of take that away.
So it'll decrease the amount of creasing that you get with color?
Exactly. Like I said, just a little bit goes a long way. Okay, next we're going to start with shadow. And today I'm going to just do 2 colors, kind of make it simple but still give you a little bit of dimension on your eye. I like to use a fluffy brush for this. Take this color here on both sides. Tap off any excess. I'm going to put this color right on your lid. Just pushing it into the skin. Notice a lot of women kind of wipe the eye, and that's just taking product and kind of wiping it away and wasting product. So really push. I don't know if you can feel me doing that. Push it into the skin. Putting that all over the lid, and make sure you just don't go too high into the crease yet, because we're going to use a different color for the crease.
So the sweeping motion actually pushes the product away?
Right, and off. Right. Yeah.
Weird.
So you want to just push it into the skin. You'll see I'm using a color that has some shimmer. So you always want to use color that has shimmer on the lid, and then try to use more of a matte color in the crease. And then you can see it when it's on the lid, so if you just want to close. Shimmer. Next, we're going to go in with a blending brush. I'm going to put a little bit of this color here. This is where we're going to go into the crease. Again, tap off any excess and have you close. I start in the outer corner. Use a little bit of the product. I'm actually going to sweep back and forth. Windshield wiper.
You do a lot of weddings, so how long does makeup take for a wedding?
Typically it takes about 45 minutes per client. With the bride, we always like to leave a little bit more time. So that's more upwards of an hour. So I'm going back and forth. Now I'm just taking these 2 colors and I'm blending them together. You'll see I switch back to the other brush that I used for your lid, and I'm now just blending those and marrying them both together. Really all you need is 2 brushes for eyes. I like to just use, when I'm showing girls how to apply their makeup, a few brushes as possible. I think a lot of girls get so overwhelmed. How many products are out there, how many brushes, and what to use for what, so. See, as you keep blending it, softening the look, blending those 2 colors together. And that's really what it's all about, is blending and going back. You'll notice, when I was saying before about doing your eyes first, you have some product here out on the outer part of your eye that I don't want to stay there. So now it's simple for me to just take a makeup wipe or some makeup remover and take that product off and not have to worry about foundation that's already been applied or concealer that's already been applied. So it really just kind of eliminates that problem. Next, we're going to do liner. I chose a black liner for you today. It's by MAC. Actually, it's brand new, so it hasn't been used. It's directly here. You can also use a liner brush. I have a simple one here from Bobbi Brown, which is what I do with most of my clients. I will take the product and kind of, pull it off of here and use the liner brush to do yours as well.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yep.
You
and
can
this
do
is
that
great.
with a pencil?
Yeah. This. Yep. You can do it with a pencil as well. Yeah. And this is great for creating like a cat eye or a wing, something like that. You can also dip it in a little water, and that'll help pull the product too directly off the pencil as well. I'm going to start right in the center. Go right in close to the lash line as possible. Go a little bit beyond your eye as well.
When you're putting in puffs eyelashes after, is it okay to do the liner first?
Yep, it is. And sometimes you may want to go back in after you're done and reapply the liner just to make it thick. Because sometimes, especially when you're applying a strip lash, you may see that band a little bit, so you want to go back in once the glue is dry and cover that band.
Okay. And is it easier to do at that point with the brush? I guess you'll show me.
Yes, you can. Yep, you can do it either with the brush, or sometimes what I like to do is start with a pencil and then go back in with like a gel liner. And I start to kind of pinch it up at the ends, just so it's not drifting down. How does it feel?
It feels light.
And at first, sometimes they'll feel a little sticky. Then once the glue dries, you won't even notice them. And they'll feel like a little bit heavy, like there's something on your eye. But I usually tell clients, wait 10 minutes and you'll forget that you have them on altogether. And they're easy to come off too at night when you're done. Just peel them right off. And they're reusable. If you take care of them, you're careful, you can reuse them 5 or 6 times. These are great. These are Ardell lashes, which are reasonably priced. You can get them at CVS. They come in all different natural. These are demi-wispies, which I like the look of these. They give it, give you a real natural look, but also volume and length as well. Do the same thing on the other eye. A little more glue. Here's a perfect example. A little ends here. I just need a little more touch of glue. Looks great. Looks great. So now, as I had mentioned before, we can use a little bit of gel liner, kind of go back over that band and kind of thicken the liner a little bit. I like to apply this directly onto my hand, warm up the product so that it goes on smooth. Take it, you're just going to apply it all over your brush. Now, if I didn't warm it up, it's kind of a thicker product, and if I just sat it in and scooped it out, that's how it would go on to your eye. It would go on thick, it would go on clumpy, so you really want to warm up the gel liner. Close. So I like to use kind of like a darker color on top and then slightly lighter color on the bottom, just to kind of soften the look, especially during the day.
So should I look up?
Yes, I'm going to have you look up. Stay right on the lash line. Next is mascara. And I always like to use a black waterproof mascara, especially when working with ride. I'm just going to have you look straight ahead. I like to go up, really coat. Then I want to go at the bottom, still on the top lash, but underneath. You're going to mirror and you're going to be blending in false lashes with your natural lashes. Next trick I like to do, the makeup wipe, wrap my finger around it, to go under, kind of clean up, bring that shadow, and clean up anything, fall down, finish off the eye. Next, I like to move on to foundation. This is Makeup Forever, my definition. It's great camera, rides, anyone that's getting photographed a lot. Just use a little bit. I can start on the jawline. Push product into the skin.
Why do you use a makeup brush over a sponge?
I just love this brush. It's by Motives. I really think that creates a flawless finish. A lot of people love sponges, especially the beauty blender. Again, that dipped in water is great. It's just like using a brush. Really can create that flawless finish too, and the beauty blender can get into little areas. Exactly.
Really?
So the beauty blender is a great product too. I don't like to use actual real sponges, which some people do use. That absorbs a lot of the product and wastes a lot of the product as well. Yeah, so you're gonna find that foundation a lot quicker or a lot more often than you would have to had you use a makeup brush or a beauty blender. But I think for foundation, applying foundation, a brush is absolute necessity. It really does give you that flawless finish. And a little bit of product goes a long way. So you want to just take it and make sure you get it all over the face, and then you want to go down a little bit into the neck too. And next, I like to use, again, this is the blending brush that I'd used on your eyes. You can also use it for concealer. Helps get into that areas. Gives it a kind of a flawless look as well. So I just brush it off a little bit. It's great too, so then you're using brushes, you know, for more than one area on your face. So you don't have to invest in 1,000 different brushes. This is concealer, prolonged concealer. It's going to last all day. A little bit again goes a long way. I like to use this under the eye.
So it's good to try out a lot of different makeups.
It is. It is. To really find what you like and what works for you. It depends what your needs are. You know, I need brides to have their makeup last all day and not have to reapply. So it's important, you know, long wear is very important. Right. Again, pushing the product onto the skin. I like to bring it down a little bit. And your concealer should be just slightly, or one shade lighter than your foundation. Because what it does is it acts like a highlighter too. Help your eyes stand out. Next, we're going to move on to bronzer or contour. And then what I like to do is actually have my clients kind of make that fish face just a little bit. Exactly. So you're going to go turn here a little bit. You're just going to hit right at the jawline here. You can almost feel it. And you're just going to start right at the hairline. And then I'm going to push it back up into the hairline. And you really want to hit it exactly almost like where the sun would hit your face.
So does it help your nose look slimmer?
It does. Yeah, and so you can really, I mean, somebody had, you know, a large nose and they kind of wanted to, you said, make it look slimmer. You can really contour either side and highlight down the middle, and it makes a big difference. Great. Amazing what you can do. You know, just above where you just contoured. Blend it in so you see contour. Blend it in together. I'm going to go in with the soft cheek tone. What I do is have them smile slightly. You want to go right on the apple of the cheek. Next is lips. I love to line the lip. I think it's an important step that a lot of people don't do anymore. I think everything's about lip gloss and quick, but I really do think...
So you can make my lips look a little fuller.
Exactly, a little fuller, create a pout, create those lines. And then when you take the liner and you color in your lip, it helps stay too. It helps your lipstick stay. And even if your lipstick or your lip gloss was to come off, you'd still have a little bit of color on your lip.
What's the benefit of a lip brush?
Again, it just helps application more than anything. A lot of times when, you know, you're at home or something.
Well, I think when you're busy and you're working, you just want to do a quick sweep.
Directly from the bullet, exactly. And that's fine, but for, you know, a makeup artist or somebody using the same lipsticks over and over again, we need to make sure we're being, you know, sanitizing. And then I like to put just a little bit of lip gloss over it, just to give you a little bit of shine. Good. Good. And then the final step I love to do is the setting spray. It's very important. It sets your makeup and it helps it last. This is by Motives. It's called 10 Years Younger. It gives you that little dewy look. This actually is used all the time by J-Lo. She loves it. She sprays it all over her body.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah, and it's great. So I'm going to have you close.
I can't wait to see this.
Spray it all over. Beautiful. There you go.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome. You look great.
Hi. So that was great. I had so much fun having you apply the makeup.
I had fun doing it. It was great.
I just think on your wedding day, having somebody do the makeup for you, it must be so relaxing.
It is, and I love doing it. You know, it's so exciting to kind of be there, create the look they want, and you just see their emotions and their excitement after you're done, and they, you know, you're still there packing up, and they're getting into their dress, and it's just a great energy to be part of, and I really enjoy it. Yeah,
that's great. And you also do house parties.
We do, yes. I do house parties, almost like makeup nights, where we're going in and we're teaching women, you know, how to do their makeup. We have them bring their own makeup bags and kind of see what they have, and you know, show them, because a lot of women go to the stores and they buy all these products, or they, you know, go to Sephora Quick or Nordstrom or wherever they go to buy their products, and you know, someone's sitting them down and putting it on them, and then, you know, sending them home with the face chart and the products, and they go home and they say, what did she just show me? So we're inviting, you know, going to people's homes and having them sit down with their makeup bags and a little mirror, and we're kind of showing them step by step how to do it. So they're doing that on themselves. So now they're going home knowing how to do it.
Yeah, that's great.
It is. And I think, too, a lot of busy moms, you know, a lot of my friends are busy moms. They don't have a lot of time. So kind of teaching them quick little, you know, tips and techniques and things that, you know, you only have 5 minutes in the morning. How can I create a quick look before I go?
Right, and you're adding more and more to your website, and you're going to be starting a YouTube channel to show people how to use all of the different products.
Right, yeah.
And you also make recommendations for different products.
Right, yeah. So, you know, some of my favorite, because I think, too, as you know, the industry is just crazy with how much stuff is out there, how many products and how many lines, and do you want to go to a drugstore, or do you need to go for a higher end line? And it's confusing and it's overwhelming. So really trying to teach people, when it makes sense to buy something that's pricier because it's going to work, and when it's fine to just go to the drugstore and get something, like a mascara, for example, that's going to do the same thing as, a $25 mascara. So it's really just teaching women, what makes sense. So.
Oh, and tell us about the brushes.
Brushes, yeah. So I actually did your makeup today with, usually I have a belt on with a million different brushes, but really trying to teach women you can do it in, simple 5 different brushes. You don't need anything more than that. Again, it's another overwhelming thing. This, what do I use this brush for? What do I use this brush for? But I do think that brushes make a difference versus using your fingers or using your hands. But
so this brush you recommend for the bronzer and the blush.
And the blush, and even a highlighter. So you could use it for 3 different, products on your face. And again, this is a...
Now, do the women have to worry when they're doing it, or does just brushing it off on the tissue get all the product off so they can move on to the next product?
Yeah,
because I think sometimes we feel like we have to wash the whole thing off, or we have to get another brush because we don't want to mix the products together.
Right. I think when you're doing bronzer, and if you're just doing a simple bronzer and a simple blush and not using a ton of color, it's fine to just go right, especially on your own face. Obviously, as a makeup artist, we clean our brushes in between each client, but in this particular case, yeah, you're fine to just reuse it. Or if you wanted, you could give it a quick spray with a brush cleaner and a quick wipe with the tissue, and then, go apply your blush and your highlighter.
That's great. Yeah. Now tell us about this brush. I actually really started liking these recently.
Yeah, and this is a Motives foundation brush. And again, I think if you're going to use a brush, if you're only going to have one brush in your makeup kit, make it be a foundation brush because it really helps your foundation go on flawless. A lot of people like to use their hands, but it just doesn't give you that evenness and that all over finish that you want.
And the same thing with the sponges. Sometimes you get those kind of creases, and you don't notice it until you walk out the door and you're in the car, like,
yeah, exactly.
At the red light.
Exactly. And you really
what is that?
Right. And this, you just want to push it into your skin and really, make sure you get the product all over. But I do highly, highly recommend a foundation brush. Very important.
Okay. And you also said that we could get away with just 2 eyeshadow brushes?
Yes. Yeah, when you're creating a quick look in the morning, you can. 2 brushes is more than enough. I like brushes that move product. As you can see, a lot of my brushes kind of move the product quickly.
Right.
But yeah, one for the lid and one for your crease, and you're good to go out the door. Yeah.
And then you blend mostly with the crease brush?
Yeah, I use both, but yeah, you can blend mostly with the crease. It's just kind of like I say, the windshield wiper motion, back and forth, and then you may want to come back in with this one to kind of move and blend the 2 colors together.
Okay.
If you're getting into a more advanced look, you might start using 3 or 4 different brushes.
And then you said we could use this for the eyeliner. And that we can actually use it off the pencils.
Yes.
I like that technique.
Yes.
I never even thought of it.
Yeah, yep. And it gives you kind of it helps you with, steady your hand, I feel like, using a thin liner brush and really getting that thin line on. And then obviously, if you wanted it to be thicker and a cat eye, then you push, more product.
Right.
Make a thicker line.
And really, I noticed when you put on the false lashes that it really helps to blend it in.
Yes.
So it looks even and more natural looking.
Right, and kind of cover that. I use a strip lash on you, so kind of covering that band. So you want to go back in with a little bit of liner.
Oh, so what other tips do you have for women before we wrap up?
Yeah, I think, primer is another important tip. If you have the time, I think, after you moisturize, to kind of prime the skin, especially if you want your makeup to last all day, whether you use like an eye base or an all-over primer. Motives and MAC actually have 2 of my favorites. And again, it helps the makeup stay and last throughout the day. So, as busy women and busy moms, we don't have a lot of time. So if we only have to do our makeup once in the morning, then that's great. And if, applying a primer is going to help that, then I definitely recommend it.
And how did you get into this business?
I got into it. I've always loved it. I've always done my friends' makeup for proms and all sorts of things. And then I had kids. and I decided that I wanted to do something. So I started taking classes with David Nicholas. He has a makeup school. He's been around forever. He's phenomenal. It's one-on-one. He was just a wealth of knowledge and kind of taught me everything I knew. So I think, having a little bit of a knack for it and then getting that extra schooling. And then, I love doing the bride, so I kind of got into that. And on the weekends, it works with my family schedule, and it's something I can do on the side and still be at home with my kids. So, I love it. It's great.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for all the tips.
Thanks so much for having me.
My pleasure. And before we go, what was your favorite book of all time growing up?
My favorite book of all time growing up? I have to think about this for a sec. I used to read the Little House on the Prairie books all the time.
Those were so good.
Yeah, those were probably my favorite. I used to have them in the little, all the little books lined up. So, probably that.
I love that series, too. That was amazing.
Yeah, and then to watch the TV show, too, Yeah. Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
And how can people get hold of you for more information?
My website, which is ℋead
and it's spelled Katie and then McGowan.
Yes, .com.
.com. Perfect. Well, thank you again.
Thank you, Denise.
And until next time, keep asking questions. And if you have questions about makeup or different lines, Katie is a great resource. And she knows how to do it quickly for moms. So we'll see you soon. Keep asking questions.